Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing well. So, I want to talk to you about demons. You know, if there's good, there's evil, right? We know that. If there's good, there's evil. And the most dangerous individuals are the ones who are demonic. They have nothing to lose. They don't respect the law. There isn't law. So they feel like they can do whatever they want when they want because there hasn't been any repercussions so far. So why would there start being repercussions now? When you look at people, for example, who are in prison, okay, and they have a life sentence. Some states have what's called natural life, which means when you leave, you're leaving in a box. Okay, so, the verbiage is different depending on the state. Those people are the most dangerous in the prison system because they have absolutely nothing to lose. They know that they're going to be in there until they take their last breath. You cannot punish them more than that. I mean, the prison could throw them in solitary confinement. But aside from that, they can't give them more punishment than what they've already received. So they're extremely dangerous. Okay? When people have no repercussions or no real repercussions, they're just like the guy in prison or the woman in prison who's going to be there for their natural life. There's no repercussions, so they feel like it's open season. I remember somebody asked me a while back. Oh, I know who it was. The friend that I had for 10 years. He had a thing for horror movies, and he had a thing for really out there movies, like the movie Purge. And I remember saying, he said, "Don't you like that movie?" I said, "No, because it's too much like real life. That seems like something that would happen in real life." Follow me. Okay? Follow me. I remember asking a pastor that I knew. I was a guardian for his nephew, and I watched his house. It was kind of like a dual thing. Like, I watched his house while he was gone, and I also took care of his nephew while he was gone because he was a pilot with the Air Force, and so he'd be gone on what's called TDYs, temporary duty assignment. And so I would stay there, and I remember having a conversation with him, and I said, "Do you believe in..." Oh, how did I word that? "Do you believe in exorcisms, or do you believe in demons?" Yes. Did not hesitate. Didn't hesitate. And he proceeded to tell me he has had to go to people's houses to excise demons from them. Our world, as you know, is in the worst state it has ever been in. Demons are hyperactive. There's no, I mean, I told you before, murders are on the rise, especially in domestic relationships. It's almost normal to just ice your partner if you don't want to be with them or they don't want to be with you. You just ice them. What are we, in the mafia now? I'm trying to find something. I didn't know that was in there. Things you find when you're not really looking. See that? That's a prime example of demonic behavior. That's a prime example of demonic behavior. No boundaries, no rules. Just do what the fuck you want to do when you want to do it. Because anybody who would hold you accountable is dirty too. That's a dangerous situation also. That's a dangerous situation also. When honesty and, following the rules is just not happening. That's an extremely dangerous situation. No excuse for it. Disgusting. I'm not really surprised. I am. I remember holding on to Milo and trying not to cry on his fur. Too late. Too late. Because I was just stunned. Not really stunned, because I know what demons are capable of. Okay, you're dealing with narcissistic psychopaths. Psychopaths, as you know, we've talked about this many times. Psychopaths have absolutely no regard for the evil that they do. The murders that they commit that has nothing to do with anything. They don't care. They have no boundaries, no laws, no rules, no regulations. And I have seen, obviously watch criminal documentaries many times, obviously. I can't even count how many I've seen. I don't mean TV shows. I mean documentaries, actual real crime. And the individuals responsible are just they're narcissistic psychopaths. And it should shock you when the cops ask these particular criminals, not the other ones. Don't you don't feel bad that you killed this person? No. Why did you do it? I always wanted to. So, but this person didn't do anything wrong to you. You don't feel bad? No. There was a forensic psychologist, I believe, and I memorize what they say. I just soak all that knowledge into my head. I just soak it in. And I remember them saying they don't feel like we do. Okay? They don't feel like we do. So they're kind of almost irritated that you're trying to make them feel something that they don't feel. Like, I mean, I could act upset if you want me to, but I'm not. Right, but this person lost their life. There was one guy who killed 3 people. They raised him. I think they helped raise him. I don't know if that's his bio mother or she just happened to raise him. I'm not really sure. There's something in my eye. But he eliminated 3 people. He eliminated 3 people. And he couldn't understand why the cop doesn't understand that what he did to him was no big deal. Because, again, there's no laws, there's no rules, there's no repercussions. If you want to eliminate somebody, you just do it. Those are psychopaths. Anybody who does that with no conscience is a psychopath. Because that is how psychopaths behave. And they literally have no sadness, remorse, second thought about it. There's like nothing at all. Nothing at all. So, if there's good, there's evil. You know this. If there's good, there's evil. Mira, ven aquí. Ven aquí. Muchas gracias. If there's good, there's evil. I remember talking to a guy. I think he used to be involved with this woman. And he didn't know that she was demonic. They had an argument or a fight about something. She ripped the Bible in half. You know how hard that has to be to do? When you have a demonic spirit inside of you, or multiple demonic spirits for all that goes, you have superhuman strength. I know one person who is a hospice nurse, and one of her patients was extremely weak physically. Extremely weak. And that doesn't change. Like, you don't all of a sudden get your health back and all of a sudden you're strong for like a half an hour. I mean, when you're weak like that and you're leaving the world, you generally stay weak and you get weaker, you get more tired, that kind of thing. She heard a voice come out of that woman one day. And the woman did something. I think she shoved the table to the other side of the room. Whatever it was that she did, or snatched this person up, hospice nurse. Whatever it was that she did, it was beyond her physical ability. You know what I mean? So, I need y'all to do something for me. And for all of us. I need you to pray like you have never prayed before. I need you to pray like you have never prayed before. There's just entirely too much evil dripping. Just dripping. Like a faucet. Just keeps going and going and going with no end in sight. And we have to pray. We have to fight evil with good. And we have to ask God's help. And we have to ask for a hedge of protection around all of us, especially those of us who don't believe in evil. We don't operate on that side of things. Now it's needed more than ever We got to fight evil with good. That's what we have to do. We have to fight evil with good. Because it's getting to the point where it's frightening doesn't even scratch the surface of the evil. It doesn't even scratch the surface. Dangerous psychopaths have no limit and they have no conscience. Those are extremely dangerous people. Extremely dangerous. So I want you to pray and pray and pray and pray. I've done it. Still waiting for some, miraculous changes. God doesn't work on our time. He works on his own time. So we have to wait. That's the hardest part, waiting for the good. I know God is losing his patience with the evil. I know that. I know this. I know this. I know this. So we have to pray. We have to fight evil with good. It's mind-boggling and terrifying. And the people that you would think would protect you have absolutely no desire to protect you because they're dirty too. You can't expect somebody dirty and with a filthy, non-existent soul, the filthy hole where their soul should be, you can't expect them to protect you and to put a stop to anything because they're all dirty. They're all filthy. And for people who don't believe in hell, that's kind of funny because I have seen, there's no such thing as near-death experience. I don't even know why that's a word, a phrase. There's no such thing as that. People that have died have literally died. It wasn't near death. They freaking died. They stopped breathing. They had no heartbeat. You're dead. Okay? And after 4 to 6 minutes, you're going to be brain dead, clinically dead, all right? These people have left the building. They quit breathing. They had no heartbeat. You are officially dead. And there's plenty of them. There's so many died and came back stories. There's no such thing as near death. Either you died or you didn't. There's no near death. In this particular situation that I'm talking about, these people have actually lost their lives. They flatlined. Okay. And a lot of them saw God. A lot of them saw loved ones that died, and where they had to be heaven because it was peaceful and they saw their dad or they saw their grandma and their loved ones. They wanted to stay where they were because they were surrounded by peace. But their loved ones told them, it isn't your time. You have to go back. So they were in like a new body. When they went to heaven, they were in a new body and they felt no more pain. Like you don't need glasses anymore. You're not sick anymore. You don't have pain in your body anymore. None of that. And some people went to hell. Okay. Some people went straight to hell and they were living a hedonistic lifestyle, a self-serving lifestyle, and they went to hell. They got revived and came back. They turned their life around 1,000% because God was giving them a warning. The way you're living is not going to fly. Okay. This is what you're going to face when it's your time to go. So you can either change your life or this is what you're going to face when you stay dead. They all got revived in the hospital or by the EMTs or paramedics. And once they got reunited with their body, they left their body, they left the world, they went to a different dimension. When they got back with their body, it was agony because where they were was so peaceful for those who had, that went to heaven, didn't go to hell. It was so peaceful that they didn't want to come back. And they got reunited with their body, and they had so much physical pain because of their car accident or because of their heart attack or whatever it was that caused them to leave in the first place. The thing about psychopaths is they have no conscience. So the concept of dying and going straight to hell doesn't even occur to them. And by the time it happens, it's way too late because you could care less when you were doing all your hate. So now that you're going to hell, suck it up, buttercup, because this is what you wanted and this is what you're going to get. Psychopaths don't understand that there's repercussions. They don't get that. But there's a lot they don't get. They just don't. Their light's not on at all. Not on at all. So they're pretty arrogant with their evil, and they're pretty arrogant with the things that they do, but it all comes back. They will face the consequences. But in the meantime, we have to pray. And we have to pray hard. Because we have to put in a concerted effort to, connect with love instead of hate. And I'm going to let you go with this, okay? I heard this, let's see. I think I saw this on a church marquee. Is that what it's called? Like the bulletin thing, and they put letters up there and phrases and whatnot. I think it's called a marquee. I'm not sure. But I remember this from a long time ago. It said, if you're going to worry, don't pray. And if you're going to pray, don't worry. That's easier said than done. But that's exactly what we need to do. We need to do that. We need to pray and leave it in God's hands and not try to help God fix it. We have to pray and trust that He is going to fix it, because it's just the hate has just been going on for too long, and people have been getting away with way too much. And the people that died and went to hell, the reason I'm telling you that is because people who don't believe in hell, you better talk to somebody who died and went there, because they were screwing their life up bad. And they went to hell. One of them was he was drinking, he was partying, he was banging every woman not bolted to the ground, honey. He was just bouncing up and down on every damn body. He didn't care. When he died, he went to hell. He had a real bad car accident, and he got, ejected from the vehicle, and he ended up in a pond. And by the time he hit the water, he was gone, flatlined. And he went to hell. Everybody's, because I've seen a lot of these death come back stories, and they're actual real stories. And not everybody's experience is the same. They're not all identical. Some people saw God and the light, and there was communication from God to them, and no words were spoken, like how I'm talking now. Everybody's experience is different. But two people that were doing the wrong thing when they died, they went straight to hell. And both of them said, everybody's experience that went to hell is different too. Both of these people went to hell when they died. And that was their warning. And they both said that it stunk really, really, really bad. They said the stench was out of control. The screaming, the wailing, the despair, the darkness. That's not something I want to sign up for. So, anyway, I love you guys. All we have is each other. All we have is each other. So please pray. Even if you're not sure God's real, I assure you that He is. I assure you that He is. He's talked to me before. He's scolded me before. It made me apologize to these people I didn't want to apologize to, and it was my fault. I was dead wrong. I cussed them out. Literally cussed them out, F-bomb and everything. This was a long time ago. My cell phone people were doing some stupid shit, and I got really, really mad, and I just went off. And God made me apologize. How do I know it's God? Because it was not my idea to apologize. You must be crazy. I ain't apologizing for nothing. Took me 2 weeks for God to put His foot in my behind and say, I told you to apologize. And I'm like, you break out your reasons and you explain to God, this is why I went off. He ain't trying to hear your reason why you did it. And I just refused. It took me 2 weeks and I just refused. And then God said, so those people that you cussed out, if they went to your church at the time, if they went to your church and they seen you in there and they remember that you went berserk on them, they're going to think, if that is how Christians act, I don't want nothing to do with it. How would you feel? Okay. And I apologized. My heart was racing. They didn't make the rules. Their corporate office made those stupid ass rules. They didn't have nothing to do with that. They're just making a paycheck. They have nothing to do with those ridiculous rules that basically stick it to the customer. They didn't make those rules. So it's not fair to go off on them. So I apologize. And the lady in there said, it's no big deal. It happens all the time. I said, no, it is a big deal. I said, I'm going through a lot right now, but that's no reason. That's no excuse for me to snap on you. It's not your fault. I said, is the other lady here that was here at the time that I went off? Is she here? She said, no, she's off today. I said, when you see her, can you please tell her I apologize? That didn't come from me. I wasn't going to apologize for nobody. But when God calls you on the carpet, oh, yes, you will. Yes, you will. Oh, yes, you will. Or there will be repercussions. So, please pray. Please pray. And pray hard. I cannot be more serious about that. Okay? I cannot be more serious. I'm more serious than a heart attack. I need you to pray. Okay? Thanks. I love you guys. Like I said, all we have is each other. And scary times. Scary times. Scary times. God bless each and every one of you.